Ignore the noise. Hey everybody, Coach Brew here. Another episode of BrewTube. Coming at you in the evening hours under the headlights. Ignore the noise. 3 short but powerful words. And those are 3 words on the locker room door at the New England Patriots locker room at Foxborough Stadium. Ignore the noise, and on the other side of the door there's a sign that says manage expectations. Let me clarify. Ignore the noise meaning ignore the critics, ignore the media, ignore the opponent trash talking, ignore, all the pundits. Ignore everyone outside of your team because they're either trying to take you down or simply distract you. Manage expectations. Let me explain what that means. Manage expectations in the sort of the Belichick way, the Belichickian sense, if you will. I don't even know if that's a word. I just made that up, but I like it. Manage expectations means no one's expectations other than your own internally. You, your teammates, and coaches in the sports sense of the word. Ignore the noise takes on different meaning for different people. Manage expectations takes on slightly different meaning for different people and organizations. In the corporate sense, manage expectations would be your role within the department, the department's role within the organization or the division's role within the corporation. Just manage the expectations, meaning control what you can control. And ignore everything else. Ignore the critics. Ignore the media. They could be telling you you're great. Ignore that. Don't let that get to your head or go to your head. They could be telling you're horrible. Don't let that get to you and diminish your self-confidence. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is I just got off of a strategy call with a musical band. A group of artists in Nashville, and they're fabulous. They've got their own lane, they've got their own niche, but there are people telling them you need to change your brand, you need to change your identity, you need to change the name of the band, the sound of your music, you need to play more covers, less of your own original stuff to become more known. No, you don't, was my answer to them. Ignore the noise, manage expectations. It's that simple. They've developed a fan base. They've got a core following of raving fans. That didn't happen by accident. These aren't thousands of people who just happen to feel sorry for them. They're not a charity. They offer something of value that's entertaining and that people appreciate. They just need to find more of those people. They don't need to change their identity, change their name, change their look, change their sound to do that. Neither do you. Because in your industry, there will be gatekeepers. There will be self-proclaimed experts who tell you you need to sound different, look different, market different, brand yourself differently. You meaning you if you're a solopreneur, or you simply meaning you as in your organization, your business, your small business, your company, whatever. There's no shortage of self-proclaimed experts who fancy themselves gatekeepers and think they're the authority. No shortage of them willing to tell you what they think you should do. The irony of that is, I'm going to go out on a limb and say conservatively, 95% of them have never actually had the balls, male or female, the balls to do what they're telling you, quote, should do. They've never done it themselves. But they have no shortage of advice for you. They're never at a loss for critique. I mean, look no further than, if you want to, let's take it back to music. Look no further than Led Zeppelin got absolutely eviscerated in a review in Rolling Stone magazine. Led freaking Zeppelin. That's right. The experts aren't always right. The experts aren't always experts. So I encourage you to rely more on your own expertise. Feed what is working in your business. Do more of what got you where you are. Success leaves clues. It's really that simple. Success leaves clues. What's working? Why do you have fans? What do they love about you? Give them more of that. And most of all, be yourself. You know, your market, your industry will try and change you. It will try and turn you into something you're not and something you really, frankly, don't want to be. For the sake of two just horrible words when you put them together. Commercial appeal. In order to have commercial appeal, you need to change your appearance. You need to change your packaging. You need to change your sound, your branding, your marketing, whatever it is. Your price. You pick. Pick the subject matter. There will be somebody out there who is a self-professed authority that will tell you need to change it. Meanwhile, if you've been in business for any amount of time, you have a core group of customers who have bought from you at least once. Focus on them. That's the expert opinion you need. Do you have a viable product? You know you have a viable product if you have customers. There are just ways and tactics and strategies to get more. The only reason I would change everything would be if I had no customers. If you couldn't sell a single widget, whatever your version of a widget is, then maybe you need to rethink your business model and your offering. If that's not the case, you just need to make some subtle tweaks to what you're doing and find more people who love you, like your current, as I like to call them, super fans. It's really that simple. You need to ignore the noise. And there's more noise than ever before today, because there are more channels than ever before. I don't just mean TV channels or radio stations. I mean social media channels, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups. People willing to chime in on the comments in articles and reviews. Whether that's a Yelp review, Angie's List, Amazon, whatever it is. No shortage of critics. What there are a shortage of legitimate experts who have done what you're attempting to do. And just happen to be a little further down the road you're traveling. Those are the people to lean on and ask for advice, look for insights from. You know, they provide you with a model to see. Should you copy that model? No, because what works for one, duplicating it will not work for another. If you're simply copying or duplicating what someone else is doing, you know, let's say it's what one of your competitors is doing, the best you will ever hope for in terms of an outcome when you're copying someone else is to finish in second place, because you're going to be behind them. They created it. They started doing it first. They're going to be doing it better. If you're copying it, it's not original. People see through that. So find a model and modify what you do to have your own unique flavor, flair, brand, value proposition. Those are all videos, separate episodes unto themselves. But you need to be an original, not a carbon copy. Keeping it in musical terms, you think about it. What will always sound better? The original artist's version of the song or the cover band? So if all you're doing is copying, you're essentially the cover band. Might sound okay, might look okay, might get decent results, but it's never going to be as good as the original. So regardless of what industry you work in, what market your business is in, don't be a cover band. Be an original. Because when you're an original, there's only one of you that is uniquely you. There'll be others who try to be you, but they won't succeed. And the reality of it is most industries are a copycat industry. Look at the world of sports. Professional football is my favorite example. There's an offense that Bill Walsh of the San Francisco 49ers popularized in the 80s, the West Coast offense. And when he started having success with the West Coast offense, other coaches started copying his schemes, his plays, his formations, and they implemented sort of their bootleg, watered-down variation of his West Coast offense. Was it ever as successful? No. But just about everyone in the league had some form of West Coast offense in their playbook. And just about everyone in the league at the time Bill Walsh was coaching had a lot less Super Bowl rings than Bill Walsh. So take that for what it's worth. You see it in college today with the spread offense. Everyone's copying everyone else. And as a result, none of them are succeeding like the original. So don't let people change you or your identity. Certainly not the critics, because odds are they haven't been where you are. So you do you. Stay the course, reap the benefits. That has been this episode of BrewTube. And I want to encourage you to head over to CoachBrew.com, sign up for my newsletter, and you will get something called a special report. And that special report is 12 ways to double your sales and double your business. And it's usually reserved just for members of my membership community. It's a $99 value. You get it just for signing up to my newsletter at CoachBrew.com. We'll see you in the next episode of BrewTube.